Hello guys, my name is EricVanWilderman. I'm only on attempt 30, this is nothing, not gonna work. Am I gonna do this first try?
How's it going, Wilderpeeps? My name is Eric Van Wilder Dashers. My name is Eric Van whatever they're called.
Eric Van Wilderman, one of the biggest Geometry Dash YouTubers on the platform, amassing a following of over 500,000 people. But how? How does one manage to go from being $10,000 in debt to being one of the most recognizable figures in the community, gaining millions of views each month? Was it his personality, or was it luck? Sit back and relax as we take a deep dive into the full story of Eric Van Wilderman. Enjoy. Our story first begins with a Canadian man going by the name of Eric Wilderman. Eric Wilderman was mostly a normal person for most of his life, working at a restaurant and having a bachelor's degree in international business. However, at the time, he was in massive debt, approximately $10,000. This obviously wasn't ideal for him, so he came up with an idea to go to Korea and pursue his career as an English teacher. So around 2010, he was set and was flying to Korea to go work as a full-time teacher. He passed his interview, he found himself a place to stay, and around 2011, he got himself into a lovely relationship. Eric had always been a gamer. He loved video games since his early childhood. He would spend hours upon hours on games such as Square Enix RPG and World of Warcraft. However, he didn't do much with them other than just enjoy playing them. He didn't have any ideas or plans to make them into something bigger. Around November 2012, Eric Wilderman would supposedly see this rising YouTuber that was taking everyone by storm: PewDiePie. Once Eric saw his channel, an idea immediately popped into his mind. I could do this. He saw it as a great opportunity, as gaming had always been a big part of his life, and being able to share it with a wider range of audiences just seemed awesome to him. So that's what he did. On November 9th, 2012, Eric would go and create a YouTube channel going by the name we all know and love, Eric Van Wilderman. His inspiration for the name came from him often listening to electronic music, and he would often hear names such as Paul Van Dyke and Eric Van Wilderman flew well together, so why not? Some people thought he was Dutch as well. Anyhow, he started off as your typical gaming channel that you'd see in the year 2012, with his first videos being a series on the game Okami HD, which now, unfortunately, is deleted due to poor quality. He would later continue and branch out to other types of content by making a video on the game Galgun, and would later on start producing some horror game content, as that was taken over in 2013. In these videos, we would start seeing a lot of the characteristics and personality Eric Wilderman has today. Yeah, some things just never change. His channel was continuing as normal, with his videos getting a few hundred views, and continuing series such as Galgun and Fatal Frame 4. He would mostly focus on these two games for the start of his channel, but around March 2013, he would upload a new series called Catherine. This, however, wasn't your ordinary horror game or just game in general. This was hard. This really showed Eric's dedication and love towards hard games, despite them taking quite literally 6 hours to complete.
I have been doing this for like 5 or 6 hours now. Actually, I'm looking at my recording time for my webcam, and it's at 5 hours.
Which would later be proven as a necessity for his channel to continue growing. Anyhow, another thing Eric did was introducing different characters into the videos to make them more interesting, as well as trying to be funny.
You didn't know, this is a horror game. It looks scary, it is scary, and it's a horror game. Okay.
You see, Eric was really trying to make the funniest videos possible, but that also made him seem unnatural and not himself if you say so. This may have seemed good back in the day, but it really wasn't ideal. Many people would get thrown off by his unnecessary swearing and his extreme shouting, which slowed down his channel growth. The problem with Eric was that he wasn't noticing this issue and thought it must be something else. Like, you just don't like the videos, it isn't my fault, it's yours. But as we'll see later, that wasn't the case. He would steadily continue growing his channel and was uploading consistently. He also finally got his first big video out, which was Ice the Horror Game, which at the time got around 20,000 views and eventually led him to reach 100,000 views in total. This was a big achievement for him, and he followed up by making this funny skit as well as making a house tour and answering some questions regarding the channel. This video introduced a bit more of himself into the channel and showed his personality a bit more, which was wholesome. However, he'd also upload a video on the world's hardest game with his friend Sean, and every time he died, he did a spicy pepper. This interest in simple yet challenging games eventually led him to upload on May 28th, 2013, one of the most important videos to his channel. The Impossible game was a game that was becoming more popular and unpopular by the day. YouTubers all around the world were picking it up and showcasing it to their channels. This came to Eric's attention and eventually decided to make a video on it. This video did average in terms of video performance, but lots of people seemed to enjoy the content. He would also follow up and make a part 2 to the series by beating stage 2 on June 7th, 2013. From that point on, he would continue playing horror games and would also go on and buy a motorcycle, which is just funny to watch.
Because I'm a badass.
Nonetheless, he managed to hit his first big milestone around June-July, and that was 1,000 subscribers. Let's go, Eric! Woo! He responded to this by making your typical Q&A video, but this was not even the start for him. The channel would keep growing steadily and was gaining a healthy amount of new subscribers and views on the daily, and would mostly focus on games such as Fatal Frame 2. He'd slowly start transitioning away from trying to be funny and try to have more authentic reactions, but that part of him was still there. At least he wasn't like,
and whoever wins the most challenges wins some of the brand new City Squad merch! Oh.
Yeah, that would have been bad. People would start gaining more respect for him, and he started to accumulate a loyal fan base, which is something every YouTuber needs to aim for. Later on in 2013, he would also sign up for the big YouTube channel TGN, which he stated that the main reason was to branch out to a wider audience. However, he said that he still had no plans on making YouTube his full-time job, as his channel was still very insignificant in terms of sizes, something that would be proven wrong in the upcoming years. So 2013 came to an end, and 2014 would begin. The year would start off pretty normal for Eric, continuing his series White Day, one of the better series on the channel, and later on would hit 3,500 subscribers with Benson. In the video, he mentioned that he would go on a road trip in Vietnam on a motorcycle, which would turn out to be the trip of his life.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite cool. It's gonna be a little dangerous, maybe, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. And
throughout most of 2014, he would mostly focus on improving the quality of his videos, by getting a better microphone and improving his live commentaries. He made a series on the game Corpse Party, which brought lots of light to his channel and helped the growth. He also proved to us how nice of a guy he was by raising over $1,000 to charity, when at the time, he only had a following of 5,000 subscribers. A truly amazing feat. His channel was growing faster than ever and would eventually reach 10,000 subscribers. This was super motivational for him, as he was now thinking that this could become something big. Which he was right, considering the next thing that happened to him. As his channel was growing incredibly fast, he soon after reached 20,000 subscribers, which was amazing for him. He followed up by making this super wholesome video, mentioning how he wanted this to become his job and his plans for the future.
aware to me that, you know, we can make this into a big channel. And it's all thanks to your guys.
However, even after all of that, a rising game going by the name Geometry Dash had just been released to Steam on December 24th, 2014. Eric had no hesitation when getting the game, as he loved the Impossible game a year prior to this and thought it'd be great to record for a video. So exactly on December 28th, 2014, he would upload the most important video to his channel to this date. The point of the video was simple. Every time you die, you take hot sauce. However, Eric just hit the jackpot. This was perfect. Everyone loved the video and the attention it attracted was massive for him. This was most likely since challenges were rising in popularity and Eric was one of the first ones to jump onto the bandwagon. It attracted thousands of views upon release, which was way bigger than any of his other recent videos. It was a breakthrough. Even if he continued the series by continuing to try to beat the remaining main levels, he didn't have plans to continue this as a full-time thing. He was mostly thinking of making this a one-off. It appears once, but then never again. He still would continue the series with even crazier challenges, and would still be pulling a decent amount of attention, gaining anywhere from 20 to 40,000 views. So 2014 came to an end, with lots of things to have happened, such as him hitting 10 and 20,000 subscribers, making his first videos based around Geometry Dash, and improving his overall video quality by quite a lot. It really seemed everything was going great. However, this was not the end of his channel. It was only the beginning. "2015 may have been a normal year for most people, but for Eric, it was something else. Something bigger than he has ever seen before. He started off strong by hitting 25,000 subscribers. This showed how supportive his fanbase was, with a following of over just 25,000 people, and they were still managing to send him stuff for him to see. It was awesome. Him being so genuine contributed to a lot of his success on YouTube. He really loved YouTube. He loved his hobby more than anything else.
250,000, and it's just, my dreams are coming true day by day as we go. More and more people are flooding into the channel, and it's just such an amazing...
Anyhow, enough wholesomeness. He would also continue making some successful Geometry Dash challenges, like eating dog food challenge. Disgusting. And making some other important videos to his channel, like showcasing all 34 chapters of Corpse Party Book of Shadows. These videos got him more attention and boosted his fanbase even more, and would also start doing more one-offs, like boss on jumping eggs and alcoholic... What kind of name is that, excuse me? He'd also finally beat the Demon Club step, which showed his love towards Geometry Dash in general. Like, look at his reaction.
Oh!
He would consistently upload other types of games back then, such as Siren Blood Curse and Kara no Sujo, both of which showed the steady progressions of Eric's commentary styles, as they were full playthroughs. On February 5th, 2015, he would finally upload a completion of the last demon in Geometry Dash, Theory of Everything 2. This got people worried though. Will he continue? He had completed all the Rob-top levels. What will he do? It seemed like everyone wanted more and more, and leaving the game would disappoint thousands of fans around the world. So what did Eric do? He continued making them. Phew! After so many requests and the growth it was giving, it would be almost impossible to let the game down, as it could potentially damage the channel as a whole, with tons of his subscribers turning inactive. He would follow this up by playing the online levels of Geometry Dash, and as we can see, he didn't expect to be making this video.
I thought I was going to be done with this game, but you know what? I found a level that totally deserves to be played. This level is called Chicken.
This gathered a fair bit of attention, and it really was showing that Geometry Dash was super beneficial towards channel growth. During the time he wasn't uploading Geometry Dash content, we would mostly see the continuation of Eric's channel, as well as the evolution of his videos. Things such as funny voices, funny reactions, and stupid jokes were all part of him. It's what made him special, why people liked him. This personality in him would help him reach 30, 40, 50. So like, wait, what? Something wasn't right. His channel went overdrive mode and was growing faster than ever. In just a few months, he had grown over 20,000 subscribers and was still going strong. So what happened then? Why did it go hyper mode? What made it grow so fast? 2 words. Geometry Dash. It was known before that Geometry Dash was a massive contributor to his recent growth on YouTube. But only up to now, it showed so many signs of success. Every Geometry Dash video he'd upload would get thousands upon thousands of views and flocked so many new people into the channel. Videos such as all official Geometry Dash coins were huge, and now this video sits at, well, Eric, are you the devil? Anyhow, things just couldn't get worse for him in 2015. Everything was going perfectly for him. And yep, nothing went wrong for his channel growth. Quite the opposite, to be frank with you. After working on this YouTube channel for 3 years, uploading almost daily and various different type of content, after surpassing 60, 70, 80, 90,000 subscribers and continuing to upload consistently, he finally managed to reach 100,000 subscribers around December of 2015. This was incredible. All his hard work had paid off. All the years put into the channel to see that big milestone hit. From a nobody who started their YouTube channel for fun after moving to Korea to pay his debt, to someone to start to know what's going on. He also made the decision to take teaching as a part-time job and take YouTube as full-time. One of the biggest dreams came true, but nowhere near the end. This was also due to it getting stressful at times to handle both jobs equally, and would often lose sleep as a result of it. He was also visiting Canada at the time and would shortly return after. However, even if he was trying to continue teaching part-time as he loved the job, it became a necessity to drop it entirely due to job relocation. This was still big and all, but nothing had fully taken over. Horror games were still the core of the channel, random games were scattered there and there, and Geometry Dash would also be seen. But in the upcoming years and months, something weird would happen. Something would take over. Geometry Dash was even then his most watched series, with each video he posted on the subject would surpass 100,000 views. Something insane compared to his other videos. This brought thousands of GD fans to his channel, but they only really subscribed for Geometry Dash content, and not really for anything else. This was getting more and more apparent, as the horror game content would slowly die out, and only certain non-Geometry Dash videos did well. It also became more apparent after he decided to make a big move in Korea, causing him to upload less frequently.
I haven't uploaded in 3 days, and I haven't done that in a very long time. People are wondering if I've been dead.
During this time, he would upload 2 videos. One was Geometry Dash, and the other one was Fatal Frame 5. Well, you could guess which one did better. Eric didn't think of it too much, since his channel was growing steadily and was gaining a fair bit of support. Around this time, he'd also start uploading some Super Mario Maker content, which actually did way better than his other content, just not as good as Geometry Dash. This inevitably came to his realization that horror games weren't doing as well. In fact, they could have been hurting the channel more than they were doing good. So he eventually made the decision to make a new channel where he would be uploading horror-based content. The channel was doing pretty well, but it wasn't his main focus. It was mostly for him to be able to upload whatever he likes without worrying too much about the constant request for Geometry Dash content. Throughout most of 2016, he would keep the same style of content, with the biggest difference being that horror was becoming significantly rarer. The Geometry Dash community is a pretty big place to say the least, and if you manage to compete with the top people there, you will get much more attention. Like really. Eric had already managed to place himself in the community with many fan levels being made for him, and was already being seen by many people as a Geometry Dash YouTuber, even if he still wasn't. Yet. As days and weeks passed, Eric would start improving his Geometry Dash capabilities and would slowly start playing harder and harder levels. He would start uploading demons more often, and his completions kept getting more and more views. Don't get me wrong, he was still uploading a variety of different games, even more than he was Geometry Dash, but Just combine 5 of those videos together and you still don't get the amount of views one Geometry Dash video did. This slowly came to his realization, and it was kind of sad. From what started as a channel where anything he uploaded would do equally well and there would be no specific requests to one specific game, to now constantly being asked about when the next Geometry Dash video is getting released. Don't get me wrong, he still loved the game and wasn't going to stop anytime soon, but he also wanted to be able to play more visual novels and other games with the same amount of success. As we said before, he still was doing YouTube full time, and around this time he started noticing a bit of a drop in views, and you know, he had to do something about it, or it could mess up his future life. So what did he do? Around the end of 2016, Eric would slowly stop producing a variety of content and would slowly start focusing on a specific genre, that being Geometry Dash and Super Mario Maker. This turned out to be the greatest decision of his channel, as that would boost its popularity into madness. So why did this happen? I went and watched hours of EricVanWilderman content to try to analyze why Geometry Dash boosted his channel and why... Just kidding. It was because he was one of the first people to make Let's Plays in Geometry Dash, except some other people like Merg and Matt Shea, which helped his channel a lot. Some videos at this point were even surpassing 1 million views, which is an insane achievement. Also, he got this meme of a fail. So 2016 came to an end and 2017 began. At the start of 2017, he made a list of the things he wanted to do and improve upon. So let's look at the list. Did it happen? Or did something else happen to take over, blocking the possibility of any of these things coming true? Right off the bat, he mentioned that he needs to be more thankful for his fans for all the support, which seems reasonable. He wanted to do vlogs at the end of every month to show a bit more of himself, rather than the one that makes dumb jokes non-stop. Okay, seems reasonable. He also wanted to make more skits and ideas he had in mind, as people seem to love them, despite them not generating many views. So what did happen out of all those things? Saying thank you, I just say something that happens naturally, so let's not worry about it too much. Now here is where things get interesting. Vlogs. He mentioned that every month he would do a vlog, but that didn't happen. In fact, the first vlog that happened this year was all the way in March, which showed that Eric either found it difficult or just didn't get around to making them. Even after that, no vlogs happened until July, where he went to Canada and did some vlogs. But that really is it for vlogs. So that didn't happen. Okay, that might have been a bad timing. What about the other side of himself? Well, that kind of happened with the occasional Ask EVW, where he'd answer some questions, but even then those had some shouting and dumb jokes. Okay, but horror games and skits must have happened, like there is no way. Horror games did resurface around the channel for the first month or so, but then also died out. And with skits, well, let's just say that only one came out. So why? What happened? What ruined it? Well, once again, Geometry Dash. Without really Eric announcing it, Geometry Dash and Mario Maker were starting to take over the channel. This was simple. People just liked GD more. His audience was mostly subscribed to EVW for GD. Him noticing this was kind of a bummer. He always wanted to be able to do different things such as vlogs, other types of games with the same or similar amount of traction, but that just wasn't the case. He quickly realized that recording other Let's Plays were doing more harm than good to his channel, so he had to choose the long-term success of his channel or be the old him, old style content, and he chose the first one. This, however, turned out to be great for his channel growth, within the year 2017 hitting 200 and 250,000 subscribers, and was still gaining anywhere from 5 to 10,000 subscribers each month. During this year, we also got to see Eric's skill evolve a lot, from beating some hard insane demons to beating his first extreme demon on the channel, with that being Cataclysm.
Yeah! Cataclysm! We're on the top 50 demons list! Yes! Oh my god, we did it!
This really showed that he was getting much better at the game, and he was putting more effort into the game. He also made some classic videos, like how to get good at Geometry Dash, and Wave, Ship, and Spider challenges, both surpassing 1 million views. We also got to see some other popular content and collabs, like level races, which made him know people around the community better. He also beat Ice Carbon Diablo X, and he was streaming more often.
Yeah!
These types of content would prove to boost EVW's popularity even more, as people loved the content and evolved his personality a bit more. Anyhow, 2017 slowly came to an end, with it proving to be the year that Geometry Dash content was taken over. The year is 2018 and EricVanWilderman is 50 years old. I'm kidding. In this year, we would start seeing many similarities with the 2020 EVW. Things such as more demon completions, more level races, and practice runs of really hard demons. These videos often surpassed 100,000 views and even 1 million views, which were great for the channel. However, on the 11th of February 2018, he would supposedly announce that he would be attempting the famous demon, bloodbath, as his ultimate challenge. Obviously, this was way harder than anything else he had completed at the time, with the hardest thing being Cataclysm, and going to bloodbath from that is quite the jump. So he asked help from the community, and we got to see some great videos from people trying to help. But the best one by far is Trust Us. She gave so many tips. Unfortunately, he never really made any progress as it was way out of his reach, and would probably take him months to complete. Throughout of 2018, we got to see the basic stuff from him, Super Mario Maker completions and Geometry Dash completions. He'd also managed to hit 300,000 subscribers on March 3rd, 2018, and would continue to steadily grow his channel. To be honest, in 2018, nothing really crazy happened in terms of his channel. Everything was just normal. No crazy skits, Eric was making less crazy jokes, and Geometry Dash would start appearing more. But didn't I mention in terms of his channel? Yeah. 2018 was a very big year for Eric outside of YouTube. He'd actually go and get married on the 7th of April 2018, and that was awesome for him.
Well, why am I gone? Well, by the time this video goes live, I would say I'm gonna get married in about 3 days.
A truly amazing moment of his life, and one he'll remember forever. He'd also start teaching again as a part-time job to help his mental health, as he really needed to get a taste of the outside world after making videos for so long. Things continued and level races were even seen more often around the channel, and we'd also see
Recent Tab!
Yep, this would be proved to be a very popular series on his channel, with episodes often surpassing 1 million views, and he really seemed to be enjoying making those videos. "2019, mostly a normal year. We're now even closer to the newest EVW, and other games apart from Geometry Dash and Super Mario Maker would almost be non-existent. The recent tab would start taking over, and Mario Maker would also become a consistent thing on the channel, but it still could not compete with Geometry Dash. He would hit 400,000 subscribers on February 18th, 2019, and his channel was looking better than ever, mostly because Geometry Dash was now the main thing, and now was starting to look like a Geometry Dash YouTube channel, but not yet. Mario Maker was still a thing. I wonder how long it'd take until that vanishes too. The views were up, the subs were up, everything went well. He'd verify more levels like Cosmic Festival, which was much better than Subterranean Animism, and would beat Silent Circles in practice. With the practice song on! As the end of the year approached, he thought of an excellent idea to make a series called The 12 Demons of Christmas, which had massive success on his channel. The series was pretty basic. Just beat 12 demons until Christmas Day. He'd also hit 500,000 subscribers on the 23rd of February 2019, What a great early Christmas gift. So, after this normal year for Eric, 2020 came around. 2020 is what we know today, not the best year. Eric would stop making Mario Maker content altogether and move on to a new channel named EricVanMario, where he would solely focus on making Super Mario Maker content. He made this decision due to the view counts in them being significantly lower than his Geometry Dash videos, and realized they were doing more harm than good. The channel did pretty well, with gaining a few thousand subscribers upon release, and now is a nice side channel Eric has for fun, and he seems to be enjoying the type of content he is making. He'd also start making some unique content, such as which is the oldest Geometry Dash level, and the Impossible or Not series. Again, in
Town!
However, after a whole 5 years since he made the first one, Eric would release the 500th Geometry Dash video. Truly a remarkable achievement. From a game he played for fun, a game he thought would be a one-off, to being his most watched series on his channel, and eventually turning into the core of his channel. Just unbelievable. Even then, things wouldn't stop there. On April 11th, 2020, to what I think is the biggest moment of Eric's life, is that he became a father. That's right, he now has an editor for his channel. Let's go! This was truly amazing and will be a big moment of his life. Maybe the biggest. This, as expected, got a lot of his free time, but it wasn't all so bad, and was still uploading almost daily. Maybe every 3 or 4 days. Remember when we said Eric tried bloodbath, but never really made any progress due to it being too hard? Well, he came back to it stronger than ever. It was looking promising and he was already streaming it on Twitch, and was making good progress. He got further and further, died at 91%, died to a bug at 98%, and beat it on the same day.
Yeah! We did it! Oh my god! I beat bloodbath! Yes! Yes! Yes!
This was just crazy. It was a sign of how far he'd come into his Geometry Dash career. From doing stupid challenges and dying to levels such as Poltergeist, to completing a former #1 demon. From that point on, he'd go and complete Aftermath, with that being the end of the trilogy. Insane. After all that craziness, he'd go and be promoted to a Geometry Dash moderator, and would make a video sending the levels he liked, and he'd continue being a great father. This was cool and all. But how? How did he rise to such fame? How did he become so big? Well, it's simple. Everything was just at the right time. He released his Geometry Dash series at a point where it was just rising in popularity. The unique twists he put into them were never before seen, and his personality was just something everyone loved. Many other factors played a role as well, from him never quitting, taking feedback from others, and having a super positive attitude towards everything. I'm excited to see what's to come in the future for EVW. So that is the complete history of EVW so far. Peace. Okay, just kidding. Goodbye.